Good evening, all of my beautiful friends. Tonight I'm up again. I'm up again. I used to think that I took a lot of naps. Now I think I just take breaks from sleep. So I'm taking a break from sleep. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to play with paint. And so since I want to play with paint, sometimes I just feel like paint. I don't know why. I'm not an artist. I'm not nothing, but just I want to play with paint. And So I want to show you this. This is the kind of thing I like to this morning, or was it yesterday morning or one morning? I just took some pages out of a sketchbook, out of a mixed media book, and I just was. They were already pages that had stuff on them. That was just stuff I didn't have any use for. So I just started adding paint to these pages. Okay, well I've used some of them now that I did. But I want to show you what I'm using them for because, I see a lot of painty papers. A lot of people on YouTube are they just have painty papers. They might be drop papers, or mine. They were paper that I couldn't use for anything else, so I just started painting on them. And some of them, like this one here, I had glued some other pieces, like I'd taken one of these pieces and I tore it. I tore it up and put on, just tore it into pieces and then added them on to a piece that was already painted, and then I would put more paint even on top of that. Okay, so anyway, I'm not going to do all that right now, but I'm going to show you also what I did. Now this here die set is a Sizzix framelits Sizzix framelits flip it, and it comes with, there's actually 19 dies in this collection, but the main ones, the main ones are these three. This is the card. This is the card, which I cut out here, and so once you cut that out, then you fold it. Let's see, yeah, like this. When the die already even has the score lines where you fold it, which is very nice. And then this piece folds back like this. So then you have this card that flips. It's a flip it card. I like these cards. So then it has these two dies. This one fits right here, and this one fits right here. Okay, and so what I die cut was my painty papers. I cut this one to fit right in here. Let me go ahead and glue that in there. Glue that in there. Oh, also, you know what I did on my Aleene's glue? I was having a little trouble because you've got to take that cap off and stuff. The Elmer's glue, the regular Elmer's glue bottle top, fits right on there. And so I put that sucker on there, and that makes me happy as a clam. Happy as a pig in the sunshine. And I want to be as happy as a pig in the sunshine. So I still leave it in my cup so it's upside down and ready to go when I'm ready for it to go. And so see, now this here, and all it is just a painty paper with no rhyme, no reason. It's just a painty paper, okay? Now that piece goes there, and then this piece goes on the other side. So I'll give that some glue. Give that some glue so that'll hold right there. Shut my Elmer's glue lid. There we go. Let's put that over here. And Then I'm going to put that right here. Now, this part, there you've got like the frame of your card, and you've got that your artwork, your painty paper, that is your artwork, will be on that card, like this. And yeah, I put a different one on this morning. I made one too, but I guess it jumped ship. How could that have jumped ship? Well, anyway, that's what I did. I really did do that. Oh, here it is. See, now this one here is another card made out of the painty papers. And then what is left over from the painty papers, I will keep these because I will put these, even these strips, I'll put on another painty paper to blend it all in. I won't get it real thick though, because if you get it too thick, I don't think the die would cut that very well. But you know, this here piece, this rectangle here is about almost 2.5 by 3.5. It is 3.5 here, and this is almost 2.5. Here they advertise on the label that you put a gift card on there. And so, but I think just if you just decorate that for, if you're going to stamp happy birthday or whatever you want to do, you do that on this part, and then you can put your signature and your sentiment on the inside. And I just think that looks so pretty, and it is just a way to use your painty papers. And I've seen so many people on YouTube videos making painty papers, and sometimes I say, well, wonder what all you can do with them. And so then I have this die, so I thought, well, let me try the die. I'm sure somebody else has tried that die too and done the same thing. But for now, I just figured it out that this is one of the best things. But see, last year I made my Christmas cards with this same die, and I just used papers, and then I put a photo in here. I put a photo of the family that I put in there, and so, and then I just put my extras in the envelope with the dies, so they can live right there. Okay, so that is what the end product of my painty evening is going to be. So I show you the end before I show you the beginning. And I want to tell you too, you know, I have got a lot of 12 by 12 papers that I have had for generations. It's just a long time. And there's some things that I don't know that I would use anymore. They're not ugly. They're just something that I'm not using. Like this one here, that was a Christmassy kind of paper, and I had that one on the back of my, that's the one I used this morning on when I was painting. So this time I'm going to put this one and see what happens. But you can take any of those papers. When I first started using paper craftings, well, that was back in kindergarten, but when I first started really scrapbooking, I bought a lot of scrapbook papers, and a lot of them I don't use. I've used a lot of them, and they just had piled up. So this is what I'm doing with these. Okay, and then I have my I have a sketchbook. I have this mixed media sketchbook. I use the Strathmore mixed media. A lot of times Michaels has these books, buy one and get one free. A lot of times they do that, and that's when I go get my paper. And so I pull some pages out of here, because there's sometimes that, you know, I just, oh, well, Jeffrey doodled on that one. Sometimes they're just doodles, you know, and sometimes they're not anything that I would probably use. So yeah, so I pull them out and I start over with painty papers. So, but now I got 5 of them here, 5 pages of I don't know what I was doing there. I don't know what I was doing there. I don't know what I was doing there. And I don't know what I was doing there. And I don't know what I was doing there. And so, but what I do is then I just start painting. So let's see. Let me get a couple paints here. Okay. Just reach behind me. I just reach behind me. But get a couple colors here to start. And then I just get me a brush, any old brush, and then I put a little brush out on my paper. No, I don't put the stump brush. I did put brush. I am so silly. Okay, that's called paint. This is called paint. I learned that. And so I'm just, and then I just start painting. I just paint wherever I just feel like painting. And so, and make sure it's not too thick, because if it's too thick, it won't dry enough for your satisfaction in your feet, or in mine anyway. And so I just kind of get a little bit paint here and there and everywhere. And then I just throw that one off to the side. Then I get another one. And so now these ones that I'm doing right now, they'll probably all end up with the same colors in them, but they still won't be like exactly the same. Okay. And I just keep going, because now see, those ones over there are drying, and this acrylic paint dries pretty fast. So, and just get it in there. Just get it in there. And then number 5. You know, see, because now here, by the time I get paint, a little bit of paint on this 5th one, that first one will be dry enough where I can add more paint. So, oh, and then I wanted to take this too. This is a label off of the glue stick. So I don't know what that'll do, but I'm going to just go ahead and put paint on it. And then I'll put more paint, and then I'll put more paint. See how everything shows through right now? Well, it may not show through after a while, so I'll just do like that. Like that. See, and now let's let that dry. And then, like this one that I was working on earlier, I can just take this and go like that and put that red watch on there. And because that one wasn't completely full. And so, because this one's got room to grow. Okay, so I'll put that one on that one. I'll put that one just right on that one. And then I get rid of most of this paint off of my brush, just onto this drop sheet on the back. Okay, now I'm going to go to, where did I start? Over here. Over here, yeah, I think so. So here now, here's some purple paint. Some of these are getting to the, and these are just, I think most of these that I have are apple barrel. Yeah, they're mostly apple barrel, which we usually get that at Michael's, and they go on sale a lot too, which for a decent price that we can afford. And you and you don't mind it if you feel like, oops, I'm wasting, because you're not really, because it's cheap, it's expensive, it's not expensive, it's affordable. So, and then here we just continue, and you, no thought, put on some meditation music, or I'm talking to my friend about meditation. We sometimes, meditating is a good thing. I hear so many people that are unhappy with so many things in life. Their health is bad, I don't know, everything's bad. The milkman's late, something, mailman didn't run on time. And then they get all kind of grumpy and out of sorts. And you know, if you have stuff going on in your life that gives you a little bit of discomfort or sadness, sometimes just meditating, go sit outside in the yard. I like to sit in, actually, I like to go sit on top of the picnic table in the dark and look at the moon and listen, just listen to the wind in the trees or the breeze, you know, and an occasional, you hear an occasional bird or an occasional squirrel, and it is so soothing, just to sit there and meditate or think about nothing, just nothing. Don't allow any negativity to come into your head at the time, you know, just that. And this is soothing, almost like a meditation, just soothing. And I think we all need soothing sometimes, especially the way of the world these days. There's so much sadness in the world, and and that paint there is getting a little snotty. Um, yeah, and so because there's so much sadness in our world, and there's not a whole lot we as one person can do about it, but we can protect ourselves, protect our minds from get it. We don't want it all populated with sadness and stuff. So you do what you can. You do what you can to help the neighbors, but you got to do what you can to help yourself as well. And so just doing something like this, just putting paint on paper, and in any way, any fashion that you feel is with just whatever falls out of your brush. You know, I was listening to Jane Davenport, and she says, just put your pencil to the paper and see what falls out of your pencil. And you know, and I love her. I think she's a sweet girl, Jane Davenport. I just started watching her because I'm trying to learn to draw faces, and she's got a book out that teaches to draw faces. And so, of course, my husband bought me the book because I said I would like to have this book, and so he bought it for me. And so that's Jane Davenport. But that's what she said. She says, just let whatever. Oh, one thing too, she says, hold to the top of your brush. Hold to the top of your brush. Don't grab it down in its throat. And so, okay, let's see. How's that going there? Get that painted out on that paper. Now see, this drop paper that I'm using here is, it's gonna end up having a lot that I can use as well. Okay, let's see. I didn't get any purple on this. I'll have to add just a little bit more. Let me just put a drop on there. Not much. It's really getting gobbledygook in there. And so by the time I'm finished with this one, it will this little tag, it'll be completely covered where you won't be able to see that image. Oh, my nose is itching. Okay, now I use those three colors. Let me put those three colors back. Let me see. Oh, I want to use some of this. Oh no, that's not what I thought it was. I have, let me see, here's green. Okay. I had some metallic somewhere, and that's what I thought I had in my hand. Okay, I'm still here. Okay. Decisions. I'm running low on yellow paint. All the paint I have, and I run low. Okay, now, See there now? This one here is like almost dry. And so now I'm going to use some yellow. Yellow. I like yellow. Yellow is bright and cheerful. That's a cheerful color. And so that's what we need, cheerful. So I'm going to add some cheerfulness onto this here. Yellow. I even paint over the part with the holes in it there. And I'm gonna cover them up, the holes up, with extra pieces of paper. And so we just continue to paint, continue to listen to music, continue to think happy thoughts. And that's what we do. That's what we do. Sometimes we find it hard to think happy thoughts. And like today, it's still so fresh over there in Las Vegas that thinking happy thoughts is hard sometimes. So that's when you need to find a way to change the direction of your thoughts. Not that you want to just avoid, you don't want to avoid, you don't want to not think about the poor people, that need so much comfort now in healing from such an ugly few minutes that really left. And like the not tornadoes, but the hurricanes too, just things that just took a little while to happen takes such a long while to heal. And so although we don't completely forget about our friends and neighbors and victims, we don't ever, those of us who pray, we pray for their comfort, we pray for their healing, we pray for things to get better. And some who don't pray, they send good vibes. They say they send good vibes, and that's good. Just think about them and just don't ignore them. Keep up and watch and see what's happening. Do what you can do. The other day we were at the grocery store and there was, add $10 to your grocery bill, and this money was going to go to Puerto Rico. So, $10 is not much, and when you look at Puerto Rico and then you think $10, that ain't going to do anything. But if I put my $10, which I did, and a few other people put in their $10, all them $10 adds up, and so that's help. That's you're doing what you can, and then take care of yourself. And so many times I hear of people that are just busy, busy, busy. I have one friend who, oh my gosh, she is constantly on the go, volunteering for this, volunteering for that. She works already a full-time job, and she's busy, busy, busy. And I sometimes wonder, is she taking care of herself? And sometimes I don't think she is. I mean, when she gets sick, she gets really sick. And I think that might be because she's just doing too much. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. And here I am just spilling thoughts right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get a painty paper. And just keep painting. And they just keep, it's amazing what happens, you just, I'm going to put that right over that red. Oh, what did I do? That's okay. That's all right. It's all right. It's all good. Okay, now. Yeah, so you can pick paper up. Paint. You don't have to waste any paint. You can pick it up with different papers. And I always have got a piece of pickup paper. So if I have like extra on my drop paper, I can just pull it up on my pickup paper. And put that right there. All right, now let's see. Now I did the yellow. Now here we're going to have some green. So, and I'm paying a little bit of attention too to this here drop paper. I'm paying a little bit of attention too to see that, you know, to be sure. I got a paint that hadn't been opened. That what is wrong with that paint? Never been open, and there it is, all messed up. So I'm gonna sop that up, whatever that is. Okay, now just sop it up. It's sometimes this paint. Now I live in Florida, so we have humidity, a lot of humidity. We don't have to set off no humidifiers. Now let me look into this bottle and see if I can judge, see if I can diagnose the problem. Oh yeah, see that? I think that this paint has been sitting around for a while. I had been given here a while back a lot of paint, from, oh, it came from my daughter-in-law, but she got it from her friend whose grandmother painted a lot. And her grandmother had passed away, so she brought me Ivan, and I got all her paint, which was a lot of paint, and I was very grateful. And but I don't know how old some of it is. Some of it's old, but I use that old paint even. Even if it gets like lumpy, then I just stir it up. I mean, it was a gift, so yeah. So this will work. So even if it gets like thick and lumpy and whatever, it still works. It still paints. See? Yeah, it still paints. So we're going to get some of that green paint on here as well now. And so, and it looks like I've about got the whole piece of paper covered. See, that looks good. I think that looks good. It's just a painty paper. Now, if I was trying to draw a picture or paint a picture of a landscape or a school bus or something, then I wouldn't be able to do that because I can't do that. But one thing, oh, let me tell you what I was doing last night. I was watching videos, and I was watching Secret Soto. My maiden name was Sota, S-O-T-A, and so when I hear her name, I always think about my maiden name. My family's name is Soda, and hers is Soto. So, see that, how nice? I'm going to leave that there, because I'm not going to brush that out, because it's got some texture on there. So that, I just pick it up. Instead of brush that on, I'll just pick that up. Oh, I like that. And get that paint up that way. Yeah. But I was watching her, and she was making postcards out of greeting cards. And so she was just repainting them. Just take a greeting card. Greeting card is nice, heavy paper. And she was just painting on that heavy paper. And when she's a sweet girl, bless her heart. She had all these painty papers that were dried, and then she started looking at them, and she would find images. She would see images, and so then I thought, I wonder if I can do that because I have painty papers. Wonder what I did with those I had last night. They're in this pile somewhere. I don't have them on the ready. But she would be able to see an image. She goes, "Oh, I see a little lady here," and she traced around that little lady, and she had a beautiful picture of a lady when she was done because that's what she saw in her image. And so then I started looking at some of mine, and I said, you can find a dog, you might find a little lady. There's no telling what you might find in that on that painty paper. And so that gave me new inspiration. That was some awesome inspiration. And it's just like I can look at the paper for a few minutes and not see anything, and then go to another one, but then go back to that one that I didn't see anything, and then there pops something out. She did an owl. She found an owl, and it was amazing. It was amazing the things that she found in in those painty papers. And then she just, yeah, I don't remember the actual name of the video that she had, but something to do with postcards and greeting cards. And I think it was one of her more recent ones. If you haven't watched her, um, she's got some really, really good ideas. Secret soda. Soto. I want to say soda because that's, my name was Soda. That's what I just told you. And and when I think I told this before, but when I was born, my father wanted to name me Minnie because I was in Minnesota. As I lived in Minnesota, I was born in Minnesota, and so he wanted to name me Minnie, but my mother wouldn't have it. So I'm kind of glad. I don't think I'd want to be named Minnesota. I wouldn't be Minnesota anymore. But I've never been a mini person in size, so it would have never worked. All right, now what I want to do, now what I want to do, this was some, now I want to put some other stuff. This was some extra paint I had last night, so I just put it in this cup. You can get these cups. There's 10 in a package of these little cups with the lids at the Dollar Tree for $1. So that means they're 10 cents each. Man, you can't beat that with a stick. Let me see. Where did I put? Okay, I need something just to scoop out my paint here. We'll use this. That's not a very good thing to use. This was my little thing I bought for. This is my little thing I had bought for something. It was for cleaning out them little intricate dies, but my whole brush fell apart trying to clean out intricate dies. So I just used it for a spoon. I'll put it back over there. Okay, now then, see, this is one of the real awesome things I learned on YouTube too, is using the things you have around the house for making marks and making different designs on your painty papers. And I love circles. I don't know why I love circles. And most all the time I use white. When I make my circles, I use white. I don't know why, but it just is what I do. Okay, these ones are a little bit, my green is still quite wet on that one because that's what I just picked up rather than painted on. And so, you know what I think I'll do too is put some spots. So just use a pen, use your use your handle of your paintbrush or whatever, and you can make little dots. Dots are fun too. And once you start adding different elements like this, and this is, you can also do, if you're doing painted papers, you can start really going mixed media and adding different papers and such. But if you're gonna because these are gonna be die cut, I don't want to add a lot of thickness to it. Now we'll be adding some more paper, thinner paper, because I'm going to collage a few things on here too to give it some more I don't know, interest, I guess. I think that's the word people use. Everything I know I learned from YouTube, so I think that's what they call that, interest. There's a lot of words I use now that I never used before because I didn't know them. I learned them on Pinterest or on YouTube. And like, what was that one word? Ephemera, something like that. I still haven't got the correct pronunciation. Well, forget that one. But that was another word that I learned was ephemera. I didn't know what that was. I had to look that up. What the heck is ephemera? And I found out it's just odds and ends of this and that. So, okay, I'll use ephemera so I sound like I know what I'm talking about. And so, but yep, I've learned a lot over the years just by watching. Nothing to me really comes naturally. I have to see somebody do something like it or part of it or something. And then I get smarter. I'm not getting older, I'm getting smarter. Probably because of all the YouTubers out there that teach me. I had to have one girl call me on the phone just to teach me how to use my camera on my computer. Now I have a little bit of trouble still with my camera and the lighting and stuff, so I have another friend she's gonna help me with that. I don't know what I would do without the help of other crafters that I've met on YouTube, and they help me. They help this little old lady cross the street. It's like they're my Girl Scouts. Help me across the street. There we go. See? No, I like these circles on here. And see how much different it is already. And it was on a piece of paper that already had something on it. But it was not something that, it was just a play page that I wouldn't use for anything else. But since I have it, I use it and just come up with something else. But you know how many cards I will be able to make out of this? And to have a card to give to a friend or send as a thank you. I like to send thank you cards out to my subscribers. Some of them have so generously gave me gifts. They send me little care packages. I call them care packages because they are Happy Meal, but I still call them care packages because just when people care that much, my gosh, it just amazes me and it just warms my heart. So I like to send thank you notes, and I owe some thank you notes right now, which I must get them sent. But I don't like to just send thank you notes. I like to send my thank you notes, like yeah, like thank you notes. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Okay, now Now I'm going to put this whole white. I'm going to pick that up. Pick that paint up. That's the paint I was looking for. I don't see that in my... Oh, maybe I have it on my back porch where I was doing my gel prints. That might be. Put this here. And this here. Okay, now let them dry over there. Okay. Well, now I have got paint like all over my hands. So I'm going to rinse this brush off in the water. And there we go. Now where's my... Ooh, I'll have to really hold this under the spigot to empty out the... That part of the brush is full of paint. All right, now then, okay. Now look at what's happening to this page. Do you see what's happening to that one? That's amazing. See, already that's amazing. This page right here, because I'm just putting the paint right on it. Okay, now I want to try. Now, you know what I want? I think I want a blue, a little bit of blue on here. Do I want blue on there? Yeah, I want blue. So let me put these back and get a little blue. A little blue, a little blue. Okay. All right. Whoops. Trying to... Oh, I thought I unplugged that hot glue gun, but I must have unplugged something else. Unplug. Huh. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put some blue here. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to take this brush. I brought this brush. I got this here brush from... It's actually, I think it's a pastry brush. It's like rubber. It's rubber. Okay. But it's fun to play with. So what I'm going to do with this here is I'm going to just going to go like this here. And put some I'm sweeping some blue onto this one here. Onto this one. I'm just sweeping some blue on it. There we go. And see, now all 5 of these pages that I'm working on or playing with. Sometimes I think working, they're not working. I'm playing. But this kind of just makes a straight edge. You can also use a piece of, put a piece of painter's tape or something there, and then paint and then pull it off, and it'll do the same thing basically. Give you a more straighter line than this, but this is okay for me right now. And so see, then I go through each one again, and each one is getting a little bit of blue. And so we're just dressing it up for the party, getting dressed up for the party. And it just gives it a little bit different, something just a little bit different. And I've seen some artists that use, pieces of card or something to be able to make different shapes and stuff, or they'll paint over around. Oh, spray paints. Sometimes they use those spray paints, and oh my gosh, they come up with so many beautiful things with the spray paints. Like put a lid down on a piece of paper, spread a pot lid, and then spray, and then they've got a circle, and they can make. I've seen them do like skies, like it looks like you're looking up into the abyss up there, and you're seeing planets and stars and things. Okay, these are looking pretty, and these are going to really make some pretty cards. And then when you offer a card to someone, you're not just giving them a card that you bought at the store, and even some of the instructions, if you follow instructions, you can make some really, really beautiful cards. And on our YouTubes and stuff, different videos, people do that. And but I think that if you do a little artwork on it, something that's like not, I don't know what I would say. I don't want to say perfect, but there we go. Look at that. A little artwork on a card goes a long way, and it really, the recipient of the card then isn't going to just look at the card, read it, and lay it down. The recipient of the card is going to look at the card, and they're going to look at the card again, and they're going to look at. I think so anyway. I know I would. And special cards are keepers. You just want to keep them forever. And like this one that I'm doing, this style of card is is um is something that you can make really pretty to really just hang up on, just to stand up on your mantle or whatever, and it's a piece of art. It's a piece of artwork. Now you know what I also like? This, I learned this from Mary, and I can never say her name right. Mary Artier, I think. She she used a fine line applicator on a lot of her artwork, and after watching her for a while, I decided I need to have uh, one or two of those, and so I bought 6. Whoops! Now I'm wondering if it's not supposed to clog. It's supposed to be a no clog tip. And so let me see if it's just giving me a hard time. Oh, maybe I just need to get it shook down there. And then, and I like black, just get some black in there. And we'll put the Morse code in there, dots and dashes. So you can go with straight lines. You can put little dots. And just add. Just keep adding. You can just keep going with this. I don't know. I might be running a little long here, but it's in my house. It's like in the middle of the night. You can even put numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And X, Y, Z. You can even write with these so nicely. And then that little bit of black, that kind of gives it a lot more even. It just gives it more. Just put it anywhere. Just put it anywhere. And so And then I think after this black, I'm just going to let these dry overnight and then decide in the morning what I'm going to do. Now, if I'm going to add more, I, you know what, another thing is if I were to put um, napkin, if I found, I'd have to look through my napkins, but I bet if I was to put a napkin on here, that if I was to put a napkin over the top, then everything would still, if I found a napkin that had a lot of white background and then put it over the top of this, then yeah, that would be cool too. I think I might do that on one of them. You know what you can do? You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go here, and then go around here, and make a treble clef. I think I did that backwards. And you can make a little note on there. Make the kind with the little flag, and then I can go here and make one with a little flag, and then I can make this here note and this here note. We'll put this one with a little flag. Yeah, I think this was supposed to go the other way. I'm sure it was supposed to go the other way. So, but maybe because everything looks different on the computer, maybe you're saying, oh no, it's right. Let's see, I think you're supposed to go this way, the line down, and then go around on this side and around. Is that how you're supposed to do it? Maybe. Actually, you'll have to tell me which is right, number 1 or number 2. Because even though I used to know this stuff in high school, when I was in band, and now I'm 67 years old. I'll be 68 years old this month. See, now I don't remember. I used to play the clarinet, and I played the flute too, the clarinet and the flute in our school band. But I don't think I could play them anymore. There we go. Look at that. There. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. And so yeah, I really do like these fine line applicators. I bought 6 of them, and I've got like white in one, red, black, and blue so far. And I like using them for things like this. And Mary Artier, I think, is how she's pleasing to listen to. I like her. All right, you know what? I'm going to let you all go because now, there we go. Now I'll put that back in here. But like I showed you at the beginning, did I put my cards back in here? This is, in case you didn't see at the beginning, I use this. This is actually cut from some of my paintings like this. Oh, I see where I put some little rounds on there. Oh, I used the stencil on this one. I might use little stencil on this one tomorrow. Because see, I used a stencil and I just put some white paint on with my finger, so it was just not thick white paint, just a little bit, and I kind of like that. So I may actually put some of that even over where I put the black, but I gotta let my black dry. Okay, so that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. And I want to thank you all for watching. I thank you for commenting, for liking. You guys are awesome. You make me feel good. You just make me feel so good. And so I'm gonna let you go for now. I would sing a song, but I think I'm gonna go to bed. But some people like me to sing a song, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I've already had you on here for almost an hour. All right. I love you guys, and paint some painty papers, and even if you don't have this die, this particular die, I mean, you can die cut your painty papers, and even if you just fold a card in half and then put a piece of your painty paper on the front. It makes beautiful. And then what is also nice is if you have just a piece of painty paper and it doesn't have anything particular on it, and then you die cut something black, like if just a silhouette of a fairy, a silhouette of, you know what my favorite is Tim Holtz has a die of the El, Umbrella Man, my favorite. And and so if he was even on here, just a silhouette of something, if you have a silhouette of a tree, just it's just amazing how that looks, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, love you guys. God bless you. God bless you, keep you, and I will see you on the next video. Good night.